Okay, so today we're going to have a look at a titration exam question. And the question is about a white solid, MHCO3, that dissolves in water and reacts with hydrochloric acid to give a salt. The student was asked to design an experiment to determine a value for the MR of MHCO3. The student dissolved 1,464 micrograms of this in water and made the solution up to 250 centimeters cubed. 25 centimeters cubed samples of the solution were titrated with hydrochloric acid and shown below. So the first part asks us to calculate the mean titer and use this to determine the moles of hydrochloric acid that reacted with the solution. So if we look at our titration results, there's a rough titration and then 3 titrations. And we can see the last 2 titrations are concordant results within 0.1 centimeters cubed of each other. So they're the ones we'll use to calculate the mean titer. We don't really have to do a calculation there. The average of those would be 9.70 centimeters cubed. Or just add those up, divide by 2, and you would get 9.7 centimeters cubed. And then it says determine the amount in moles of hydrochloric acid. So we know our volume from the titration of hydrochloric acid is 9.7 centimeters cubed. And to turn that into decimeters cubed, we divide that by 1,000, or times 10 to the minus 3 volume, and times by the concentration, which we're given in the question, times by 0.102, and that would be 9.894 times 10 to the minus 4 moles of HCl. And then it says calculate the amount in moles of the metal hydrogen carbonate. So if we look at our equation, then we can see we've got a 1-to-1 ratio for the moles of the hydrogen carbonate and the moles of the hydrochloric acid. And so we must have the same amount of moles of the hydrogen carbonate. But that was in a 25 centimeter cubed sample. So in the original solution, we had 250 centimeters cubed. And so we'd have 10 times as much, which would be 9.894 times 10 to the minus 3. Moles in 250 centimeters cubed, basically times by 10. And that's in our 250 centimeters cubed solution. So we've calculated the moles in the 250 centimeters cubed solution, which was one of the questions. And then we're to calculate the MR. And most students know that number of moles is mass over MR. So if we rearrange that for MR, we'd get MR is mass over moles, and our mass of the hydrogen carbonate is that, but it needs to be in grams, so divide that by 1,000, we'd get 1.464 grams over the number of moles, which we calculated there, 9.894 times 10 to the minus 3. And we get the MR to 3 significant figures would be 148.